Okay, we're here with Derrick, right?
Yeah.
What is most important?
What is most important, I think, is pursuing growth. So trying to grow and being nice to people. Definitely most important. Simple.
So philosophically, the entire world, they should just be looking to grow.
Individual, yeah, grow. Like, art is an easy way to grow. Learning a new game, perfect example of a thing. You're growing, learn something you didn't know the day before, or doing art, any kind of art, music, painting, singing. You get a little better every time you do it. So growth and being kind.
Okay. What is your opinion on religion, government, or any institutions?
I am an anti-theist, so I don't even believe other people believe in God. I think it's kind of like Santa Claus. Everyone kind of is being polite and playing along, and because that's what we do in public. I think the idea of growth and growth as individuals is healthy, but I don't think capitalism is the only way to do that, but I think it's probably the most fair way to have an open, free way of, free market, so I'm not opposed to, capitalism. I mean, just, I don't know, politically, but in the realistic sense, Bernie Sanders seems nice. He seems like the nicest person out there. I don't agree with him politically. I'm kind of a libertarian. I want people to have individual rights, and I value people having their own rights very, very, very much to have their own life. But I like, he seems so kind that, I don't know, the kindest person would probably do a good job.
All right. If you were a superhero, what would your power be and what would your name be?
If I was a superhero, that's such a fun question. So I feel like I should be ready, right? Okay, so my go-to, so my superpower, or what would I be? Wow, I'm just so fascinated. I love comics, and I'm just like, I'm going off.
Well, I love that I've stumped you.
I'm just so excited by the question that I feel like, what if I have to give the right answer? Like, you have a genie that you can give this to me, and if I mess up, that maybe I won't get my wish. Is what's so exciting about this answer? You know what I mean? So it's almost like what if you could have anything? If you have it all, that's a big one for a nerd.
Are there any experiences in your life that would lead you to believe that you might be a superhero?
One of my heroes, the painter Dave Cho, made this kind of joke that there's this thing, post-traumatic success disorder.
Okay.
That once you have something so big and so fucked up happen to you, that you can you're crushed by it, or like Oprah Winfrey, or John McCain, living through the POW camps, that you come through it and you are strong. That some people you go through trauma and it forges your diamond. You know what I mean? It forges your strength. Patton Oswalt, this guy that says the same thing. I want to do comedy. I like doing, film and stuff. And Patton Oswalt made this joke, like, people talk about to do comedy, you have to be damaged, you have to be broken, right? You have to be like being damaged will make you funny. But Patton Oswalt said, no, it doesn't. Being damaged isn't what makes you funny. Being funny is what makes you funny. There's some people who are funny, can be talented and amazing without being damaged. Tim Drake is the third Robin, and is one of my favorite Robins in the Batman universe, because he has his parents. When he becomes Robin, he's not broken. He's just Robin. He has his parents, and it's kind of the first time in the Batman universe we see a person who's not shattered, a person without someone who wants to be a hero because they want to, not because they're shattered. But I have a little bit of my own trauma drama that I think drives me to want to be helpful. That lets me cut out my own bullshit and cut out my own ego and be loving instead of being into myself, where I used to be much more selfish, much more into myself. So yeah, I think I've been through enough, I've lived enough to think to give a fuck about others at least equal to myself, if not a little more.
So maybe the fuck giver, you give a fuck.
I like that a lot. That's kind of similar to Emily Gordon's book, is The Super You, talks about what would your superpower be. You kind of answered that for me, man. Thank you. I like this game. This is a good game.
Okay. Those are my basic questions. The last question I always ask people, are there any questions you would like to ask me? And would you like me to be on camera for this?
Yeah, man, I'm ready. Okay, let's get you on camera. Can I hold the camera?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to hold it. Tom, I love this. Okay, Tom. So, Tom, how long have you been such a journalist, such a good unconscious observer? I feel like you weren't going to interrupt me. I feel like you're ready to listen. And I'm very impressed and I feel very comfortable. How long have you been able to do this? How long have you had this skill?
I've had the camera a few years, and I've been wanting to do stuff with it for a while. I've interviewed a few neighbors, a couple of friends. I also am of the non-believer group. I consider myself an apathetic. I don't care whether there's a God or not. And I've interviewed two people from the Sacramento Assembly, Sunday Assembly, Sacramento.
Yeah.
Have you been?
I want to. I haven't been yet.
I'd highly recommend it. They're doing it this weekend.
Cool.
And that's partly why I'm doing this, because I want to create a show through them and just ask people weird questions like this.
This sounds awesome. I love it. So, how many people? Am I your first one, or are you a neighbor? How many have you done?
You're the first stranger that I've interviewed.
I am flattered. I am terribly flattered.
I never met you before today. We played one game that I hated, but we're laughing and talking, so that's good.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
So I have a lot of joy. I find a lot of joy and love in no God. You know, in your apathy for God, please tell me, please tell the camera, please tell the people the joy, the love you feel without God, because a lot of people don't know or feel that.
The whole love and emotion thing is fairly a foreign concept to me. I've kind of rejected emotion most of my life. The joy I get from not having restrictions on myself is just that, the freedom.
Right.
For me, the most important thing is freedom. And I define responsible freedom as do what you want that doesn't take away anyone else's freedom without their permission. So I can either ask you to tie my shoes, I can command you to tie my shoes, or I can pay you to tie my shoes. You know, it really depends on, you know, what route I want to take. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. So I would say, so what, is there anything in that, have you had any, do you have a story or a situation where freedom from religion or freedom from that restraint helped you be kind?
Helps me be kind. It helps me be open-minded. I don't know how kind I am when I'm open-minded, because one of my personality tests that I took a long time ago that everyone seems to agree with is that I overuse bluntness. And sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. So it's kind of a coin flip when I do it. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Do you watch Game of Thrones? You know Game of Thrones at all?
I do not. I couldn't get into that one.
Your idea of freedom is very similar to a group of people in Game of Thrones. The people in the North. They don't bend the knee. You know, they call themselves the free folk, but everyone calls them the wildlings. Oh, they're wild. They're wild. They don't have a king, but they say we're free.
Mm-hmm.
And in the same thing you're saying, that freedom from that constraint. That's definitely where I am at, and that's definitely the freedom I feel, and the freedom I enjoy, and the freedom I want others to have.
And the freedom to grow, which is your most important.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Tom. I love this.
Great.
Yeah, I had a great time.
By the way, online it's Fencewalker Archimedes.
Fencewalker Archimedes.
Yes.
Is that on Twitter and stuff too?
Because I don't like the right or the left. They both push me away. I wind up on the fence.
I feel you.
And Archimedes is a historical hero of mine.
Very cool.
He was also non-religiously, affiliated. He was also an illegitimate child. He also used his mind quite creatively, and that's my goal. One of my goals.
Thank you for sharing it with me, and I feel so lucky, so fortunate. There's a phrase, there's a life outside your apartment. All you have to do is go out and live it. And I'm very glad I lived today and I came and played. If I hadn't come, we wouldn't have this. And this is awesome. Thanks, Tom.
Cool.
Yes.
So do you think your lovely wife would like an interview as well?
Let's answer questions.